What's up, skate fam? Welcome to D's Skates and welcome to the perfect backward crossover tutorial. In this episode, we'll learn the fundamental movements of the backward crossover and go over a few exercises that will help you learn the pieces one by one and then put them all together. Finally, if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll show you special footage of my own ice skating coach with an in-depth technical analysis of her technique. That part of the video will be really important if you're looking to refine your abilities with this move. The backward crossover is a very powerful skill to have in your arsenal, one that can give you lots of backward speed and agility. The first thing we're going to do is practice the backward stroke to get us comfortable with placing our balance onto one leg. Then we'll cover the transferring of weight from one foot to the other so we can execute a nice, controlled crossover. For the backward stroke, we'll start pushing just from one side first. Begin with your knees bent and open your chest and upper body to the stroking leg. Bring your arms up, extended all the way out to the fingertips so that your hands are just below shoulder height. Make sure your back is straight with your chest pushed forward. Turn the stroking foot inward by rotating your hips so that the knee and toe are pointed toward the weight-bearing foot. Pressing into the front portion of the inside edge of your skate and draw the stroking foot out and backward in a half teardrop shape. As the foot goes back, you'll want to extend it all the way and point your toe at the end. This ensures we get a full extension, giving us a strong and correct stroke. Make sure you're pressing into the front inside edge through the motion. The pressure should be distributed from the center to the inside of the ball of your foot. Repeat this on one side until you're comfortable. You can also change feet and apply the same principles on the other side. Weight-bearing foot stays stationary and holds our balance. Stroking foot distributes force into the ground using the front of the inside edge of the skate. After you've practiced this exercise for a while and feel confident, we'll move on to the next step. For this exercise, we'll start by traveling in a circle. This time, we're going to open up the body toward the weight-bearing leg rather than the stroking leg. We'll want to be facing the inside of our circle so we can see where we're going. In this case, I'm traveling in a counterclockwise circle, weight-bearing on the right leg, stroking with the left leg, with my left arm forward and right arm back, opening my chest toward the circle, looking down my right arm to see where I'm going. Remember that the weight-bearing leg must keep our balance on the outside edge in order to maintain our directional circle. To begin the crossover, first execute a stroke to the outside of the circle using the left leg. Once the stroking leg is fully extended, pull the left leg inward toward the center of your balance underneath your upper body and cross it in front of the right leg. Once the legs are crossed, the right leg will surrender your balance and the left or front leg becomes the weight-bearing leg now. Once your weight is transferred, push out on the right leg with the outside edge of the skate, always extending the stroking leg all the way. Remember that we must have a deep knee bend in order to cross the legs and exhibit a smooth transfer of weight. The higher you stand, the more difficult this understroke will become. Once you've extended the leg fully, keep your weight on the left leg. Bring the right leg out from under and set it down toward the inside of your circle, then repeat these steps again. Extend the left leg, pull it inward and over the right, press under the left leg, lift the right leg, and step back toward the inside of the circle. Those are the fundamental movements of the backward crossover. However, it's not the end of our training. Coach Demerie Kiley is going to demonstrate what I view as optimally correct technique. Though she is skating on ice, the body positioning and foot placement is generally the same. You'll see with her demonstration where I've learned my current technique and what I'm striving to emulate, whether on the ice or when using my inlines. We'll start the demonstration here at the moment she transitions from skating forward to skating backward. Notice how she turns her hip all the way with the left leg and transfers her weight onto it. In doing so, she doesn't lose any momentum as she sets herself up for backward crossovers. Here we can see how she reaches with the right leg into the circle, and the moment her weight has shifted to the right leg, she points her left toe and draws the left leg over the right, keeping an extremely bent stance in her legs. Also pay close attention to how straight her upper body is as it leans deep over the edge of the skate blade, as well as her eyes being aimed the direction that her arm is pointing toward the inside of the circle. We can see as the legs cross over, the knees soften to allow this deep bend, and as the front leg takes over the transfer of weight, she has a powerful stroke underneath with the other foot. The stroke extends all the way down the leg to the toe. Each time she repeats the crossover, both feet demonstrate this activation down to the toes. This technique not only makes for a clean looking execution, but also transfers extra power from the foot into the skating surface at the end of each movement. As she rounds the first circle and transitions to crossovers on the other side, we can see just how much speed she has picked up. Being able to isolate all these finely tuned movements and execute them in succession so that they appear as one strong action. Let's watch the whole sequence at full speed to get a feel of what exactly we're striving for in our backward crossover exercise. Now that you've watched my tutorial and you've seen an example of the technique we're striving for, get out there and practice the backward crossover. Like any skating skill we learn, we have to do it over and over. Repetition is the key to mastering any new technique. If you enjoy this tutorial and learn something from it, give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel so you get notified when I release new tutorials in this inline skating series. I'd love to read your comments if you have input on what tutorial you'd like to see next. Also, make sure to check out the forward crossover tutorial on screen now if you haven't. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you the next time I lace up.